Let's go. Live. 5, 4, 3, and a 2. Let's go. Yes. I did it. I admit, I did it. I got up early this morning and I walked right downstairs in my beautiful basement. It's all decked out. It's all clean now. We got it all finished. We've been working on it for a while, right? Went downstairs, beautiful basement, got down there. I got this new mirror thing in my office. Have you guys seen that mirror? Is anybody doing the mirror thing yet? Like, I'm still trying to get it hooked up to the internet. It was actually a gift. What a gift. I got gifted the mirror. I don't know if they were trying to say I was a little hefty, a little chunky. I don't know. But they gave me a mirror and I'm super excited about it, right? So saw the mirror in there, sat down, opened up my planner, my hashtag Rise and Grind planner. And when I open that sucker up, there's always a quote right at the top every single day. And that quote is a quote submitted by an actual Rise and Grind member. It's one of the things I love most about the planner. So I popped it up this morning, or popped it open, and there was a quote from Giselle Barrett. And the quote said this: "The source of my confidence today, ? That's my prayer life in action when no one is watching." So I read that quickly this morning. I was like, okay, wait a minute. What is she really trying? Hold on. Let me read this one more time. The source of my confidence today. That's my prayer life in action when no one is watching. And I was like, oh, okay. I get it. I get what she's saying here. What she's saying here is what we've been talking about a lot. What she's been saying here is we've been talking about a lot with the Carter Myers Automotive Group. That comes from Jocko Willink's book, Extreme Ownership, right? What Giselle's talking about here is discipline is freedom. That's what she's talking about. Discipline is freedom. See, my prayer life in action when no one is watching. The things that we do when no one is watching. The things that we do behind the scenes. The disciplines that we keep in place. Not praying out in front because everyone says we should. Not out in church on Sunday doing the hallelujahs. But putting in the work behind the scenes. That's what allows us to walk free and in confidence. I believe this to be true in all things. This isn't just true in our faith. This is true in our fitness. This is true in our finances. This is true in our families. When we put in the work behind the scenes, we can walk in freedom out in public. You feel me? What an incredible quote this morning, Giselle. Thanks for getting my mind rocking and rolling. I truly appreciate you. And with that said, my friends, let's dive into today's episode of hashtag Rise and Grind. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? See, there's no excuse for you not pushing yourself to the next level. In order for you to create a new you must have a new mindset. When teams come together, we can create things that are greater than the sum of all of their parts.
Good morning and welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to 1, a father to 8, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Thursday. That's right. Today is Thursday, April 22nd, 2021. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Thursday, April 22nd, 2021. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible, incredible day. Hey, listen, your boy here is coming in hot off date night. That's right. I am coming in hot off of date night last night. And to top it all off, we only had one kid in our bed. That's right. We only had one kid in the bed last night. Oakland slept with Savannah. She slept with her sister. We only had Caroline, one kid in the bed. That's a big deal for us. That is a big deal. For the last couple of years, we've always had multiple babies. Not for lots of years, but at least the last 2 years, we've had multiple babies in the bed. And so it's been really, really nice. So yeah, coming in hot off date night. Feeling good this morning. Want to challenge you, those of you that are in relationships, maybe been in relationships for a long time. I just want to challenge you, man. I was talking to Tim Story. I was talking to Spectacular Smith. I was talking to some different people about this, and keeping that magic, man. Don't just make date night where you like throw on your sweatpants and y'all go to Costco. All right. Being comfortable is a dangerous place to be in your relationships. Take the time. Create a reservation, get dressed up, right? Get dressed, do the reservation thing, create that space so that there can be some magic in your relationships. It's super, super, super important. So coming in hot off date night last night, super excited about that. And that was a big win. I want to start this morning off hearing some of your big wins as well. So do me a favor, if you're watching on Facebook, drop a big win from yesterday. Any win from yesterday. See, it's important that you celebrate your wins. So what is a big win that you had yesterday? Go ahead and drop it in the comments on Facebook. If you are on Clubhouse, great opportunity to network with the people around you right now. So what I challenge you to do is look at the person above you, below you, to the left of you, and to the right of you, and go ahead and send on Instagram, just DM them a big win. Be like, yo, hey, what's up, John? I had a big win yesterday. This was mine. What was yours? Spark a conversation through some big wins this morning. It'll create some positive energy, some networking, some connections, some connections that you have no idea what the universe will do with. You have no idea. So take action right now. Don't just sit back and go, oh, that's so embarrassing, but I don't know the person next to me. Glenn, how can I talk to them? Dude, you're one conversation away from your greatest, next, best life. You're one conversation away. All right. So if you're on Facebook, drop a win. I want to see your wins over in the comments. If you're on Clubhouse, drop a win in Instagram DM to your neighbors around you. And let's see what the universe does with those particular conversations. All right. Listen, this week on hashtag Rise and Grind, we have been breaking down James Hillman's book called The Soul's Code. Now, this book has been very interesting. In all honesty, it is one of the most difficult books I've ever read. Like, it's very difficult to read. It's hard to read. But the philosophies behind it and the way it gets your mind really rocking and rolling makes it worth it, right? It is very challenging read, but it also challenges the way you look at a lot of things in your life. It challenges the way you look at your kids. It challenges the way you look at time itself. It challenges how you look at past experiences. And it challenges you to find the beauty and the positives and the necessity of some of the trials and struggles that you go through in your world. It's incredible. So we've been breaking down this book, and in this book is based around acorn theory. And the acorn theory is that there's a seed inside you that holds the pattern of your life. The entire blueprint of your life is there. And what's really interesting is the book challenges you to think that not only is there a seed in you that has a blueprint that ultimately leads to you fulfilling your purpose and your greatness, but that this seed And this blueprint that is planted in you was actually chosen by you. This is where it gets awesome, right? That you chose with the divine spirit, that you and God chose, this is the life that you're going to have. And then in order to be able to be birthed, you had to choose the parents that had certain characteristics that you were going to need to ultimately live out your purpose, right? Here's the interesting part, though. Yes, you had this choice in the very beginning, but then as soon as you were birthed and brought to life, you forgot the deal. You forgot the deal. Your soul, the divine part of you, still remembers. It remembers your purpose. It remembers your calling. It remembers the choice. It remembers why your parents needed to be a certain way. It remembers all the different aspects of the blueprint. And it remembers, so it's trying to guide you. And that's the battle. It is not a reincarnation theory, Terry Collins. It is a God knew you before you were born theory. A God knew you before you were born. And in knowing you before you were born, you chose. It was a choice, a certain type of existence. And in order to fulfill your purpose, you have to connect with that inner tug, that inner spirit that exists inside of you, the God in you. You need to connect with that God in order to get the direction that you need in order to reach your greatness. That's really the theory. The blueprint is there. Destiny exists, right? Our soul knows the plan. However, that battle of us forgetting is what is that is the battle that lies between us and our calling, right? The decisions that we make, like knowing that we are made for more, but at times struggling can be difficult, right? Like knowing Willow, for example, my daughter Willow is a perfect example. She knows she is made for more. Her and I talked about it last night. She knows she is made to fulfill a massive void. I don't know what the void is yet, but she feels it. She's compelled to go. And yet she's like trapped in this 7-year-old little body. And she's like, come on, let me loose on the world. Right? And so it's frustrating when you know you're made for more, but you're not stepping into it. You're not leaning into it. Right? And what's crazy is I've experienced this frustration, and I'm guessing I want you to just think about it in your life. You've probably experienced some frustration many times in your life. And interestingly enough, every time I've really experienced that frustration, like every time, it's always been someone on the outside that got me on track. Did you notice that? It's always been someone on the outside that got me on track. Someone that saw something in me that others didn't see. Like, for example, Mrs. Sage, when I was in kindergarten, my kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Sage, she saw something special in me. And she knew that I liked to lead and I liked to speak. And so when I was in kindergarten, she would take me and put me in front of the 3rd grade class. And she had me read books to the 3rd graders because I was such a great reader. Thanks to my sister, I was such a great reader and a good orator and a good leader. And I had a certain energy. And so even then, she placed me in the position that I am still doing now. I am still orating, I am still leading, and I am still sharing books with you like I am right now. Are you kidding me? She placed me in that spot when I was 5 years old. Okay? She placed me in that spot when I was 5 years old. She saw that in me. Or Jason Kitts, when my life was I had just gotten out of or just dropped out of college, just found out I was having my first daughter. Jason Kitts was the general sales manager at Planet Nissan Subaru. He saw something in me, just a kid, scrawny, 20 years old, didn't weigh, 80 pounds, soaking wet. And he saw something in me, and he gave me a position at the dealership. And then he mentored me, and he taught me sales. He taught me finance. He taught me how to be a sales manager. He taught me how to lead. He taught me how to speak. He taught me how to orate, right? He fed those things, those gifts that are inside me. He gave me the opportunity to grow and develop that. Jason Kitts saw that in me. Or like my wife, when I was in my late 20s and had gone through homelessness and in and out of jail, and I was kind of a punk just running the streets and doing my thing, playing in a poker league and drinking every night. My wife was like, no, there's something more in you. You have the gift. You have the ability to lead a family, the ability to speak and to orate and to be able to pour into people and to energize people. There's a certain infectious energy in you. And so my wife saw something in me that I couldn't see, which was able to allow me to get to where I am today. Or like this guy, Josh Cummins, who when I showed up at his place in my 98 Toyota 4Runner, broke with bad credit and a bad background check. But yet this guy saw something in me. He saw something about my energy, my ability to orate, my ability to lead. And he decided that he would groom me, that he would mentor me, that he would teach me, that he would take me under his wing. And he brought me in sales. Then he made me a sales manager. Then he made me a general sales manager. Then he gave me the keys to the castle and made me the GM of the second largest used car franchise dealership in the world. You see, someone always sees and guides you to your soul's code. And see, James Hillman talks about this in the book. He describes it this way. To be is to be perceived. To be is to be perceived. We're going to dive into that here on hashtag Rise and Grind. You know what we got to do first, though.
Wake up, wake up.
You know what we got to do first, folks? Amanda Sanner, it's great to see you this morning. She said it, and a little bit of twang. It's a God thing and a little bit of twang. I love that. Hey, we got to do some dancing, folks. Come on, it's early. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. Let's get in motion. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Liza Myers-Borges. Liza is out running right now. It is 35 degrees where she's at. Ain't holding her down. She's like, come on. At 5 a.m. out there running, 35 degrees. I'm like, yeah, I need a little bit of that in life. She's inspiring me. See, because I am a tropical people. I don't like the cold at all. I don't like it. But she's leaning into it. Step it up, Liza. Let's go. Come on. You got a little more pep in that step, girl. Let's get a PR today. This is also the part of the show where I want you to say good morning to me, and I'm going to say good morning to you. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, say what's up. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Maybe you're listening to the podcast. Wherever it is, I want to connect with you. If you're listening over on Clubhouse, connect with me in the DMs, all right? Let's connect. Good morning, Kim Fair. How are you? Great to see you, West Storm. What's up, Terry Collins? How you doing, Tina Bacon? Liza Myers-Borges, Felicia Watts, Vicky Everett, Tabitha Walls. What's up, Kim Wilson? How you doing, Don Sankey? Mrs. Mary Lynn Wilkin is in the house. What's up, Brad Smith? How you doing, Barrett Trout? I see Emily Gowler's up in here this morning. Jesse Miller. What's up, Alicia Watts? How you doing, Donata? Regina Carey's up in here. Mrs. Carrie Lynn Carter. We've got Bobby Gladue. What's up, Bobby, out there in Texas, I believe. What's up, Janice Mullings? How you doing, Kevin Haney? We got Lonnie Miller. What's up, Jen Antigua, Judy Anderson, Wendy Reeves, and Pam Woosley, and of course the one and only Janelle Griego. And who we got over on Clubhouse? I'm interested. Let's see. Who's hanging out in Clubhouse? William Tong's hanging out in Clubhouse. I see Tara's hanging out in Clubhouse. What's up, Janie? How you doing, Janie? Vernita's over here in Clubhouse. The Queen of Bamenda. How about that? The Queen of Bamenda, Mrs. Naomi Achu, is hanging out with us over in Clubhouse. I love that. And I see Angel and Evan and Carlos and Allie and Big Mike and Melissa and Stephanie and Sapphire and Veronica. I see Raymond's up in the house. I see Amy and Justin and Linda. Dr. Jennifer Norbitz just popped in. I see Justin's over here. Great to see you, Justin. And Sarah and Ashley and Sean and Adam and Devin and Rob and Patricia, Michaela. My gosh, packed house over on Clubhouse, packed house over on Facebook. Hey, I appreciate you sharing your mornings with me. I really do. And because I appreciate it so much, I do want to let you know, go get you a t-shirt. We've got Breakfast with Champions t-shirts now. Dude, you got to go get one. They're amazing. Super soft, super durable, super amazing. And it just lets the world know that you are a part of the Breakfast with Champions crew. So go get you one. Go to breakfastwithchampions.live, L-I-V-E. breakfastwithchampions.live. Go get you a shirt, dude. Go do it like right now. We got a 60-second little segue thing. You can do it in that amount of time. Go get you a shirt, repping Breakfast with Champions. I would appreciate it. All the profits that we make off of that t-shirt, which isn't much, but all the dollars will go to continuing to build up this incredible morning show and here and on Clubhouse. All right, let's go. Be safe on your way to Boston, Catherine. I saw that. Be safe. All right, this guy, Eric Thomas, was homeless at one point in his life. He was a high school dropout, and he was eating out of trash cans. There was a local preacher in the neighborhood that took him in, told him that, and I quote, here's what he told Eric. He said, E, you have an untapped gift that will save lives around the world. Now, I want you to think about this for a minute. Eric Thomas, if you don't know, is now one of the top motivational speakers in the world. One of the most well-known motivational speakers in the world. He does stuff for the NFL, for the NBA, for ESPN. He had a commercial in the Super Bowl. He now lives in sunny San Diego, my dude, right? So E.T. was homeless, a high school dropout, and eating out of trash cans. And yet somebody saw the gift in him. Somebody perceived him to be different than what he was displaying on the outside. And that person's perception of him ultimately became his reality. You following me? You see, there's plenty of this. We see this all over as far through time as you can go back. We see some unique and unusual pairings that help lead people to their greatness. Like if you look at George Washington, the first United States president, he saw something in this guy called Alexander Hamilton. And Alexander Hamilton was a young troublemaker, basically. But with George Washington's mentorship, ultimately changed the world. Josh Cummins, who I mentioned earlier, saw something in me. He saw something that I couldn't see. He saw something that my wife had recognized at one point in my life. And he saw something that Jason Kitts had recognized at one point in my life. And He saw something that Mrs. Sage, my kindergarten teacher, had saw in me at one point in my life, but it was something that I couldn't see. Are you with me? I want you to think about this for just a minute. Just think about it. In your life, who are the people that have seen things in you that you couldn't see? In your life, who are the people that have breathed things into you? They've breathed life into you, but you disagreed. You blew it off. You said, no, not me. I could never do that. You see, we all have people. And that's my guess. My guess is that you have experienced this idea of to be is to be perceived. See, what this means is in order for you to fulfill your blueprint, your acorn seed, in order for you to fulfill that, your souls have created unique ways to draw in, to attract, and to be seen by the people that we need along the journey. You see, they see the gift in us. And my guess is you've experienced this probably multiple times over. My guess is you have that favorite teacher that treated you a little bit differently than everyone else, right? That favorite teacher that gave you a little bit more grace, a little bit more leeway, that you felt inspired around. The other teachers, the other classes, you just couldn't even stay awake. But certain teachers, you just felt inspired. Or maybe you felt that way with a certain boss. Maybe it was a boss of yours that for some reason there was just, they saw something in you and you just were energized around them. You were uplifted. You felt greater. You felt stronger when you were in their presence. Or maybe it was an author, maybe it was a speaker that really tickles your spirit every time you hear them talk. You see, to be is to be perceived. In order for us to fulfill our calling, someone else has to see the things in us we can't see. You see, a man can't see himself, and a woman can't see herself. We can see everything around us. We can see out. We can see the chairs, the tables, whatever's around you right now. You can look around. You can see it, right? The environment, whether you're in a hilly environment, a grassy environment, a cold environment. Maybe you're in the house and you can see the walls and you can see the windows and you can see the spouse. You can see everything out, but we cannot see ourselves. Albert Einstein saw Edison. Dr. Miles Monroe saw Les Brown. Everyone needs someone. So who do you have? Who is that one that sees your soul? You see, a lot of times in life, we stray from that person. Life distracts us, or we don't feel worthy. We feel less than. So ultimately, we dismiss the compliments that people give us. Have you ever done that? I want you to think about it for a second. What is your response when somebody compliments you? When somebody says, "Oh, you look fantastic," what is your response? Is your response, "Oh, are you kidding? Like, I still got this COVID weight over here," or "Oh, just this old thing. Oh no, it's terrible," right? Or somebody says, "Wow, you're really smart." "Oh, but I'm not as smart as other people I know," right? Like, what is it? What is your response when you get a compliment? That's where I want you to start. Just thinking about that. Because other people may be trying to stir up your blueprint. Other people maybe it was their job to come into your life and stir up your soul. Maybe it's that person that sees that thing in you that you don't see, that is going to be your catalyst to change, not for you, but for the impact you're going to be able to make in the rest of the world. You see, today I challenge you to remember those moments, remember those people, remember those words that were breathed into you from the time that you were young, in your early, as in elementary school, from middle school to teenage years to early adult and through your adult years. What is the thing that people have been telling you you are so incredibly spectacular at? What is the thing that people see that you don't necessarily can see? What is it that people have been trying to breathe into you? Because the truth is to be perceived, and you can be what they see. You see, you, my friend, are a child of God, the God of the universe, the God that made everything, and that God instilled in you this divine ability to create. And within that, he put you here purposefully to create the best life you could possibly live. You see, not an average life, not an average version of you. Nobody needs average you. Nobody needs below average you. Nobody needs above average you, maybe for a season. But what we all need is the best version of you. And that best version is not something that you can identify. It requires outside people to be able to see the things in us that we cannot see. A great mentor, a great coach, someone that truly stirs your soul is a requirement in order for you to evolve into the best version. And when you make that decision to be the best version of you can possibly be, you know what it does? It makes a massive impact. It makes an impact on your friends, on your family members, on your coworkers. Listen, every decision you make makes a massive impact on everyone around you. You showing up here today on Clubhouse, on Facebook, on YouTube, listening to the podcast, wherever it is, has made a massive impact in my life. And I, for one, absolutely stinking love you for it. So continue to look around. Who are the people that are showing up in your life, breathing life into you, and start to and allow them to help you discover your life's blueprint. Listen, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this episode of #RiseAndGrind, if you're on Facebook, make sure you go and share it out. I would appreciate that. Those of you over on Clubhouse, go and hit that plus sign. We're going to have a deeper discussion on this morning. If you want to join us over on Clubhouse, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and head over there now. We're going to be over there chatting it up. But most importantly, come on. Let's go. It's Thursday. Let's go. Step up, step out. We need you to be great. All right? Step up, step out. We need you to be great. And then come back here again tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. And we're going to do this all over again on #RiseAndGrind. Have an incredible day. See ya.